Hey guys, before we start this video, I just want to drop some hard facts on you. Okay, so now that we're through all that... Wait, that was the intro, wasn't it? Okay, wait. So now I'm going to drop some hard facts on you.
Hello, VG.
Alright, so the topic today was going to be like, it was either going to be like rape or like racism, but instead I decided to go with Leonardo DiCaprio's relationships. Someone posted a meme to Twitter where they were like saying, this is the age gap of Leonardo DiCaprio's current relationship, and had like 8 million views. And I was like, wow, isn't it funny that we tweet more about people's age gaps than we do about genocide and war? Like, when's the last time you heard about the Ukrainian war? And when's the last time you heard about an age gap? Also, what is the frequency of the things that you hear about? You hear about them almost equally, and that's what's bizarre. You have a legally consenting adult being with another legally consenting adult, and that outrages you guys because you're insanely stupid. Like, who made the laws? You guys did. You guys made the laws. So why are you mad? Because you could write your senator, you could write whoever the fuck, and you could tell them, hey, we have a problem with this now. It's like we just made up new rules for ages, and now we want like only 25-plus-year-olds to be able to consent to being with anyone because we are Nazis. I want you to really think about this, right? So the human brain allegedly doesn't stop developing till age 25. So that means that if a 26-year-old is with a 24-year-old, he is taking advantage, or she is taking advantage of the 24-year-old's underdeveloped brain, right? But then you ask yourself, okay, so 50-something-year-olds a lot of times act like literal toddlers. A lot of you guys have dads, and you know for a fact that those 50-something-year-olds or 60-something-year-olds act like toddlers constantly. And so you're like, would someone being with them, considering they act like toddlers, would that be taking advantage of their stupid, idiot toddler brains? The answer is, of course, yes, it would. Because they act like toddlers, therefore they should be treated like toddlers. Like, I know of a grown man, like a grown 60-something-year-old man, who, if you even remotely, like, say anything negative to him, he'll literally turn into a spoiled little bratty Augustus Gloop child. So should that person not be able to consent to sleep with other people because they act so ridiculous and they're obviously not emotionally mature? Like, where do we draw the line as to who's actually a victim and who's actually someone who should take accountability for their own actions? So you have Leonardo DiCaprio with his girlfriend, who's much younger. He could be her father. He is old enough to be her father, which, you know, generally the line is if you're 18 years apart, you could be their father or mother. But we're not so hard on women because we perpetuate this idea that women are constantly victims and can't be bad whatsoever. So when a woman dates someone who's 20 years younger than her, we're like, oh, that's fine. But when a man does it, we're like, oh, poor baby innocent victim. Here's the thing with women that a lot of you guys don't seem to understand. Women are just as bad as men in their heads. Because guess what? The genders are equal. You can't constantly say that women are these innocent little angels and also say that they're equal to men. We're either equal or we're not. So if you say that we're equal, then that means that women are capable of the same amount of evil. And I assure you, women are definitely capable of the same amount of evil. If you don't think they are, you haven't looked at women with 20/20 vision. You have women that drown their own babies intentionally. You have women that cut off their partner's genitalia. You have women that abduct children and sell them into slavery. You have women who will have their daughter come to them complaining that their father's doing something terrible to them, and that mother will do nothing about it and actually help that father get away with the horrible crimes that he's committing because she is a monster. Right now we have women who have murdered people in prison. We have women in prison who are drug dealers. Do I need to go on, or do you get it? There's women that beat each other up all the time, bully each other, gang beat each other. Okay, so we've established that women and men are equal, right? And of course you have Amber Heard, okay? Slam dunk. You get the point. And yet we treat women who date younger men like it's fine, and men who date younger women like it's a monstrous thing. But it actually makes sense for older men to date younger women scientifically more than it makes sense for a younger man to date an older woman. The reason being reproduction. We are here to reproduce. It's just a fact. And you know it's a fact because 100 years ago, our population was at 2 billion. And now 100 years later, it's at 8 billion. Obviously, there's a lot of people with perverted thoughts out there porking each other like crazy. I mean, it's gotten so bad that every browser comes with a private browsing feature. Every browser has a private browsing feature. What else is that used for except for looking up MILFs? And you guys want to know what's so attractive about MILFs? MILFs have proven that they're not going to abort the baby that you impregnate them with. It's just a much better look where someone has proven that they can not only grow a baby inside them, but can also produce that baby, birth that baby, and will keep that baby. That's very attractive. So MILFs are like top tier, most attractive women on earth. But of course we want to hide that in our browser, right? Because we wouldn't want anyone to know that we ever have sexual thoughts, because we are a sexually oppressed society that hates ourselves. And what's really sad is you have a lot of 45-year-old women or whatever who are mad because men are going after women who can still produce babies without a high risk of defects. Because believe it or not, women have a cycle which gets rid of eggs over time, and eventually they run out of eggs. The eggs that are left over a lot of times aren't as likely to produce a 100% functional child as the eggs earlier on. So if in the last 100 years we quadrupled our population, it's pretty clear that heterosexual men are here to reproduce. If heterosexual men are here to reproduce, who do you think they're going to try and reproduce with if we are even remotely competent in doing our core task? Who do you think we're going to pursue? Do you think we're going to pursue some 55-year-old who already went through menopause and can't produce children? Or do you think we're going to pursue someone who's in their 20s or 30s? The obvious answer is we're going to go after the people who are in their 20s and 30s, because they can obviously still produce very functional, very healthy children, thus completing our task and our whole purpose of being here, which is to continue our species. You guys make up this social bullshit all the time, which is really leaning towards a dystopian society where you're not allowed to think and feel your own thoughts and feelings, but instead you have to robotically be a victim of being puppeted by everyone else because you're afraid of what they might think if you step out of line. Oh, you're 60 and she's 20? Wow, that's disgusting. Or she's a 20-year-old woman who can make up her own mind, stop taking away her rights. That's what you guys just completely threw out the window. You don't think women, adult women, have the right to decide who they sleep with. That's really what you're saying. You're saying that once you turn 18, 19, 20, that woman is still not capable of competently making her own decisions. You guys act like that woman is not capable of making up her own mind because you're so much smarter than she is, and she's just a poor, innocent, little, incapable baby because you're such a feminist that you think women are so much lesser than men and can't do anything for themselves. You guys are disgusting. You are absolutely disgusting to say a 20-year-old grown-ass woman can't decide for herself what she wants to do with her body. Fuck a you up.
I wanna take my time in this. I don't wanna hurry up in this. I don't wanna fill the glass, smell the cup, watch it pour over me.